Hey, I can flip it. I've been just like an old person using technology. Like, how am I supposed to watch film and read if my screen's facing down? I was using the front camera. Ignore me. Right. Let's set this up in the tripod. No. Take two. Sorry, gang. Right. There we go. So, here you have it. This is the masterpiece. Well, this is just the beginning. This is my tripod. Ignore that. This is what we're working on today. So, I'm right-handed, so my thought pattern was get the camera here. So you can, I think that would be the best way for you to see, but also angle for me to draw. Yeah, let's do that. So guys, fire away with any questions you have, anything you might want to know. No one is on the live right now, but for people who are going to watch this back anyway, this is a commission. Oof. I am drawing. You're seeing it obviously upside down because I'm going to draw standing here. Kind of don't want to block the light, but that's the plan. I've never done a YouTube live like this, so we just trial and error. Now, the most important thing is not, this is all going to be white space. So I kind of want to reduce any chances. So I'm going to rip this in half and put that there and that here to protect the paper. Oh, we have our first viewer. This is so humbling. On my other platforms, they are doing quite well in the digital world. So, oh, that person's gone again, humbling. So to kind of venture out into a new platform and just be a complete novice is, yeah, just feels quite humbling. So I'm going to work on the hair. I might even move the camera so you're a bit closer so you can stay in the loop. I'm just kind of plastering bits where I don't want to smudge my hand if I'm just kind of going with the flow. I've just washed my hands as well. Always do that before any drawing stint. Now, what you can't see me doing is I'm actually sticking the tape like on material so it loses some of its stickiness, so that when I take it off, it doesn't rip any of the paper. This is actually really thick paper. It's 300 grams. Oh, what is that in paper terms? It's basically thick. Hello. Mati. Oh, Farsi, Hasti. Oh, how do I say hi? Oh, the only option it's giving me is to report you. I'm saying hi. I don't know how to do that in the comments, but hello. Salam. I'm assuming with that surname. Okay, we've got it plastered down. So just so you can see what I'm doing over here, I'm plastering it so the paper stays down. It doesn't get in the way. Okay. Oh, what are you guys seeing? It just says orientation is locked, rotate device back. Yeah. Okay, so just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm drawing this and I'm going to start on the hair. My plan today is to just do the hair because that's going to take a good couple of hours, I think. But because I have people watching, it almost makes me a bit like a teacher. I have to behave. I have natural light coming from that direction. So I'm going to try and keep out the way. But given where this is on the piece of paper, it's just a bit hard. So there you go. Let's not mess around anymore. Let's get into it. So if it's not like particularly good, the angle of the camera or something, please don't hesitate to say, and I'll change it if you actually are genuinely enjoying watching this. I'm just gonna Iran salam خوبی چطوری فارسی من اینقدر خوب نیست فقط یک کوچولو میتونم حرف بزنم. Okay. Bear me 1 second, guys. I'm about to get into it. 1 sec. I'm checking. I don't think I'm allowed to listen to any music for legality reasons, frustratingly. No, so I can't. I can't read Farsi. I'm really sorry. All right, guys, I'm gonna get drawing. Okay, so basically, I know we've got that already in place. However, I find you've got to start with what I call kind of like anchor points. An anchor point here would be the black down here. This kind of, it almost looks like a leaf. The quiff here and here, because then, you know, it's like a jigsaw. I always say, imagine you're trying to cross your eyes. So blur your eyes so this goes out of focus. You can see 1, 2, 3 black dips there. But you can't just plonk them on the head. You've got to have a reference. So the reference would be, okay, leafy bit here, this kind of wavy bit, curve here, and then you can then jigsaw it up like, okay, the top of the leaf, the edge there, links to there, and then you can start, you see this kind of faint line. That's how I do it. So I think I'm gonna start with the front of the quiff just because it's an easy start. I'm gonna rip some paper off here just for my hand. Okay. Please feel free to like ask any questions you may have. I'll keep popping my head over to have a look and then respond. Please speak my name. Zoro. Okay, let me have a look so I can do it justice. Zoro Zandhawa? Zoro Sandhawa. Zoro Randhawa. Sorry. Have I said that correct? How long does it take to draw? Oh, It depends on my attention span that day and my procrastination. So I've set 2.5 hours aside to finish the hair. That's what today's sitting hopefully will be. Things that interrupt that is like hunger, distractions, but so I usually kind of eat before I want to do a long drawing stint, or if I have a really long drawing stint, so I'm looking at doing like a full day of drawing, I'll time my meals to be like the benchmark, the halfway mark, or even like training, fitness. I find to cover the most ground, you're better off breaking it into chunks of 3-4 hours at a time. Ah, I said Zora's name right. Market Pillager, hello to you too. That's a cute picture. A really common question I get is how many biros do you go through? So you see how much this has been used. I have done this so far, and I would say 2 other smaller pictures with it. Do you know what we should do? Just to show you, I'm gonna put a mark on the ink where it is right now. And then we can see after the hair alone. Okay, so that's exactly where the ink is right now. And then when the hair's done, let's see where the ink's at. I've never done that before, actually. That's going to be quite curious. First non-Indian to take my name correct. Do you know why? It's because no one ever says my name correctly, nor do they actually attempt it. And I have a real thing of like, I would rather someone get my name wrong but attempt it than just be lazy and ask for an abbreviation. See, I've lost my... So that's there. That's there. That's there. Let's start on the edge here just to map it out. The thing is with hair, obviously you actually can mess up a bit more with hair than you can with like a feature. However, you don't want to totally go off-road because then it won't look like that person's hair. It might look like hair, but it might not look like the hair belonging to that individual. And if you've been following a while, you'll hear me say the same thing over and over. You have to just draw exactly what you see, not what you think it looks like. Like if you said, oh, why are you drawing a straight line straight from his forehead upwards? I bet that makes no sense because this guy's hair doesn't sit straight up. But from this angle, that's exactly what the picture's showing you, so you have to replicate it. Bye, I have to go. Bye, Zorro. Nice to meet you. So I've been trying to film some ASMR recently, and I've just not taken into consideration, it's just made me think of it now, is how loud I breathe. So this is good practice for me to stop sounding like a warthog. If you're watching, guys, please give a thumbs up, just because it's encouraging. Sometimes I'll look at the camera and it will say like people have left the chat and I'm like, oh, but when I get a thumbs up it makes me feel a bit better. I'm new to this area. So I don't know how you've come across this live, whether you're a subscriber or if you have just stumbled across it. I have recently gained like a fair bit of social media attention over on TikTok and Instagram, where my name on there is just The Idol Biro. In fact, I should put that somewhere. Just have it across the top of something. Bear me 1 second. And so off the back of that, Instagram. There you go. Doo-doo. How innovative of me. So I basically gained recent social media success over on there. And it's still growing, it's doing really well. So I'm trying to balance my phone now. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And how it came to be was because I was live drawing up. Iran, I love this. I was live drawing up a mountain and I was streaming it. And I just started talking to the nicest guy. I say the nice guy, he was a 10-year-old boy. And yeah, we just had this really beautiful, like, authentic conversation. I didn't really think that would be the thing that set me. I didn't think of him as being the reason I go viral. However, that said, I chucked a few clips from that live stream up and that one went viral. And yeah, so the boy's called Link. And off the back of that, this blew up. It went from 1,600 followers and today I have 43,000 followers and growing. So it's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. The power of social media is very cool. So off the back of that, I've always wanted to live stream anyway. I'm just not wild on live streaming out on the streets all the time. It's cold. I don't like being far away from my kitchen for too long. Your girl likes to eat. Also, I just like being at home. It's so peaceful. And I know it sounds really selfish. I like not having... You guys can ask me questions and I can answer them, but on the street, if someone's looking at your work, you feel rude, like ignoring them, especially if you just want to keep drawing. So you are a bit more of a slave to other people's time than you are to the drawing. And here, none of you feel rude clicking off this live, whereas I think in the street people feel like if they stop for a bit, they have to show some interest, even if they're not interested, which is totally okay. Saeed Maddy. Ask me a question. I already know Iran is amazing. Don't need to tell me twice. Don't forget, guys, to give the video a little like, show it some love. Or set, like, if you can't stay and watch, set an alarm on your phone for like 30 minutes time and see how far through I am then. let's... Now, I'm kind of breaking my own rules here. I shouldn't be going this to this way. If you're right-handed, you want to come away from the fresh ink, not go into it. So, but I just needed that as an anchor. So I think I actually might start up here and bring it down now. The trick here is to not draw and swipe, if that makes sense. It's to place the paper in place, like fix it in place there, and then draw with my hand moving, because this is relatively dry ink. I drew this yesterday. Yeah, and then we work down. I hate doing men's hair. Gang, if you're watching, please ask me anything. You don't even have to be an art-related question. And for anyone asks, yes, I'm single, I get that question. That's the first non-art question I always get. I'm not quite sure what difference it makes, because I don't think I'll end up marrying one of my random viewers. So please ask anything you'd like. I'd love to tell a good story. Okay, so Karma Police. Ooh, more viewers. I love this. Hey gang, so we're just drawing the hair today. We're going to see if I can do it in 2.5 hours. We're currently at the 20-minute mark, and this is how far we've got. At least you get to first-hand see how long this stuff takes. I blot the ink on my hand, because when you're drawing loads, it starts to collect on the edge, and then sometimes you'll go to draw something a bit more detailed, and that blob will just bloop. It's so minute, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Kind of like I can see 2 there, 1 there, a few dots there. These are things you don't really notice until you notice them, and then you can't unsee them. So I just blot the ink on the edge of my hand, and then I carry on. So you'll see me doing that. By the end of this, we'll look at the pen and we'll look at my hand. So my hand's going to be the blotting paper, but also for the new viewers, my common question, the most common question that's always asked is, how many pens do you go through? How much ink do you use? So before I've started this hair, we've put tape. You can see like a millimeter has moved. We put tape to mark where the ink was, and then once I finish all this hair, we're going to look at where the ink is. But this is Bic Biro. I always use Bic. It's really random, but all black biros actually have different like opaques to them. Some have, it's kind of like people with hair, black hair. You'll see some people have more of a blue like undertones to their hair. Some have a more auburn undertone. That's exactly the same with biro. If you change brand biros during a drawing, you can actually see it, especially on a larger piece. You can see chunks of different colors. So stick to the same pen. I always use Bic as well for multiple reasons. One, I am gunning for them. I'm already on their radar. I want that sponsorship, baby. And I'm the queen of, you know, putting action into my dreams. It's all well and all manifesting and whatnot, but you can't just sit and pray for something. You actually have to put the wheels in motion to make it happen. So I really want to do some sort of collaboration or ambassadorship with Bic Biro. And then also, truthfully, they are annoyingly, I say annoyingly because they haven't sponsored me yet, the most reliable brand. Like, and you don't realise it, but, okay, so it says Bic there. What you don't realise is Bic do so much stuff. I bought some razors the other day. They were Bic. Lighters, Bic. I think there's some other mad stuff that they do that I can't think of off the top of my head. Right, something's not happening there. What have I done? It's highlight. So we don't, it's not like we colour in highlight with white. We leave it blank, so there's a bit of a highlighted streak there, and then it comes through with some of the hair. Yeah, that's the rookie areas colouring in where it's meant to be white. You end up having to go even darker on the where you put where the pen's meant to be, but then you have to balance it out across the whole picture. That is a ball ache. Sometimes you can make something so dark. I did that with a kid once, that it actually made the kid look like it was like a different ethnicity, which when you're a parent to a baby, you know your kid's face better than anyone. So I had to just redo the piece because I'd done too many layers. It ended up being far too dark. There we go. Beautiful. If you're following down, be sure to drop a like. Right. We've done this. Now, there's one big chunk. Come upon us. So this is like mapping it. So you've got a streak here, and then you've got those two bits there. You've got like jigsaw, put the kind of structure in place. Also, feel free to tell me if I'm breathing like Darth Vader, because someone needs to remind me. I forget. And then when I watch footage back that I want to do ASMR with, I'm like, well, can't use that. I literally sound like a sleeping warthog sometimes when I look back at the footage, and it's so embarrassing. Oh, my hand's on the ink, so you do not move the hand, you just lift it. Okay, it's okay, but still. And the worst thing you do is then you go somewhere else and it prints. You can hardly see it, but it accumulates over time. Get so confused. Hair just kills me, man. Okay. And because if you actually do exactly what you see, it looks phenomenal. So, but sometimes your brain's like, no, why would you draw that line there? It doesn't make sense. But you just like, oh, shut up. It does. It does, because it's exactly what I see. Okay, we've got some darkness coming down here. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. You draw a bit and then you look at it and you're like, yes, it's starting to take shape. Okay, I love it. Right, and then this is actually a bit I love doing, is like, it's kind of like a heavy to light flick. And it's because, I don't know if you can see that here, really evidently it's dark and it gets lighter. Blur your eyes, dark, lighter. So I get to do individual strokes coming down. Yeah. And let me show you. So let's pinpoint where we're going to stop, just so I don't get carried away. So boom, boom. Okay. That's not what I was talking about. I'm just referencing a section. Okay. So we go here. That's also another thing, is sometimes it can like literally feel so good to do, which I'm doing now. Oh yeah, love that. Let's draw another dark bit. That you just are like, oh yeah, you go with the flow, and then you're like, oh, I took it too far, and it looks shit. So. You can't go too far down. See how it's faded a bit? That's what we are after, but you can't go too far because there's white, literally white highlights here. That's how we draw highlights. You leave it blank. Okay, this is individual hair. Right, I'm going to shade it. See how I'm going against the line of the hair? I'm going like almost like cross-hatching. I don't do that often, or I do it very lightly to help fill in a space that I'm then going to cover with the hair that's going in the right direction. Or the line that's going in the right direction of the hair, I mean. I just don't, like I wouldn't colour in this way if the hair's going that way, because you'll see it in the end. Okay. Right, perfect example. You see that black dot I've just created there? That's because I didn't blot. And that's going to stay there now forever. And it's not going to be that dark there, so let's just blend that in as if that's just an accumulation of hair there. Excellent, well done, Pahrnia. It's a quick way to learn what not to do. Nice, let's see. Ooh. I don't want to speak too soon, but we might have this. Oh no, I always do this. I get a little bit of progress. I'm like, do you know what? This is not going to take long. I say it every time, and I need to stop giving people time frames. Because I never, I do, but it's not behind closed doors, it's stress. But, I don't know, I'm sure some bloody social media person will tell me, oh, that's not ADHD working against a time frame. I don't know. But I do work well under a time pressure, to be fair. I move faster now. I work well anyway, but I move faster. I get stressed out. Nice. Nice. Now we're adding in these like kind of choppy, I can't see it. These choppy bits. There's like 1, 2, and then kind of a lower down one there. So we are working on, what was that one? I think that was a lower down one. Or that was a middle one, sorry. So I just drew this bit here. Then we're gonna, maybe I'll come to the right so I can match it up and you can see what it looks like matched up. I need some water. I'm so bad at drinking water. I think I'm going to move all of this to the right. To the right, to the right. Mostly so you can see this better. Okay. Tape paper to the desk. 1 second, guys. That's for my hand. I kind of need that. All right. Oh, you're stressing me out. So earlier when I taped this paper down, you can see it's a bit hairy. It's because I was blotting it on my jumper to make sure it doesn't pull the paper up when you take it off. Like the right masking tape shouldn't, but I never trust any of the tape because the second you trust it and it takes paper up, you just can't undo that. So better safe than sorry. Okay, we continue. If you have any questions, guys, please ask me. Just gonna straighten up. Excellent. Oh, this, sorry. All right, let's get back into it. That's a great angle. Right, what's this? That's right, I'm losing track of my mapping, so I'm going to just play it a bit safe and do what I know, which is instinctively that goes up. And then that comes down. Yeah, sometimes you literally just need just some things to add up. Nice. Some things are not adding up here. It kind of doesn't matter because, okay, that's that. That needs to be darker. Coming down here. Sorry, now I've put it in the shade there, but I just need to angle myself around to just get this section here. Beautiful. See it taking shape there? Nice. I watched a documentary last night. Whoa, almost kicked my thing over. Yeah, I watched a documentary last night, and it was on Disney Plus, and it was, yeah, just a murder one. But apparently it was based on a true story. That's nuts. It was called This Is Not Hollywood, and it was set in somewhere in Italy. And it was basically a girl gets murdered, and it's 4 episodes long. But what's weird is in the second episode, someone confesses and just owns up to it. Obviously, I won't say who in case you want to watch it. And at first you're like, oh, what's the next 2 episodes going to be? Because it was very believable what they fessed up to. But anyway, by the end of it, the real story comes out, but it doesn't give you the full story, and that infuriates me. So I never watch anything which is unsolved. It's like my one won't do kind of thing. I just don't, well, I don't see the point. It's like, I don't know, it's just so pointless to me. So I always ask ChatGPT, I say, don't tell me, I want no spoilers, but do you find out who the murderer is? Is it solved before I invest? And ChatGPT, the little shit, told me it was solved. Yeah, like it was solved, but didn't tell us, didn't give us a reason why. Nothing. And it actually only gave justice at the very end in the credits, you know, when it gives like the real life dates and stuff. So if anyone's seen this is not Hollywood. This is not Hollywood. Let me know your thoughts. Right. Now, this isn't my art skills. This is his haircut. It's choppy here, all right? I'm no barber, so instinctively I don't want to draw choppy because in my head that's not right, but the picture doesn't lie. This bloke has this is a very choppy hair, but live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love. Let's go. All right. Triangle. 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 Little triangle. And then feather that bad boy out. Yeah. Feather it out a bit more. Okay, I think that is there. Yes, and then, oh no, oh no. Choppy Pahrnia. Choppy, just draw it as you see it. Train. Okay. I dreamed a dream in time. Oh, I don't like those 2 bits, but we trust in the process. I took a vow that from now on I'm gonna be my own best friend. And if I say Beautiful. Oh, this line and these choppy bits are making me uncomfortable. But in my defense, this is what it fucking looks like. Oh, pardon my language. It stresses me out, but I do need to just suck it up because it looks great in the end. Okay, so for anyone new here, I put tape before I started just on the hair, not on everything you see. And that's where we're at right now. That's quite interesting. I've never done that. I've never thought to do that. It was more because everyone kept asking. So I thought, you know what, let's just see. Come on, police. Right, where were we? Let's keep going at the back. So the short hair is working better for me right now. Okay, and come down here. Right, Pahrnia, where the highlights actually underneath? Sorry, the highlights are on top, but I have to shadow the underneath to make them pop. Pop. This is raw lipstick. Here I have it coming, popstick. Here I have it coming. Here we have it so stupid. I was just minding my own business. Oh, that's right. So we're doing all the literal line work, and then we'll come in with mass shading. And let's look at the whole image. Do we need charcoal for this? No, I don't think so. I mean this in the most respectful way. They're too white to warrant using charcoal. If there was more saturation, obviously it's a black and white picture. I know what I mean in my head, I just don't know how to describe it. But I mean the fact that, yeah, they are both literally white anyway. Oh, Olivia will kill me if she hears that. I'm fake tanned. But I mean, earlier in this video, I was explaining how sometimes if you mess up with highlights, you have to go darker with the pen to make the lighter bits pop more. But you can go too far, and it's like putting the contrast too low, and it makes the whole picture a bit like almost just way too dark. It's sometimes too much is too much. And I'm all for taking bold risks with art, but sometimes you need to know when to step away. And charcoal is a very quick way to learn that. Come on, police. Don't know why I got that song stuck in my head. Let's do some work around the ear, just to bring me some relief. Oh, so blots. There you go. That's just ink that accumulates around the tip, and if you draw at an angle, you get too much ink to what you were expecting. And that is, do you know where that's really annoying? It's things like when you're trying to do like the eyebrow or dark lines like the mouth crease, but you're trying to be very careful with how much depth you go, and then all of a sudden, bloop, and you're like, oh, you fucker. Oh, because you didn't blot the pen. But yeah, when I'm drawing, I do like to hop between places because sometimes my eyes either need like a bit of a break from that section because it's annoying me, like this section here. But also it's nice to just change it up, and then you go back and you're like, oh, I've done loads. So, okay, let's work on this coming down here. And then when you look at it as a whole, you're like, ooh, that looks quite good. Right, don't want to mess this up. So his ear comes around there, and then that looks like it's there. Oh. Yeah, some comments I'm just going to ignore. In fact, remove. There's not much Mindful Man, I remember you. Hello, how are you? I'm not outdoors drawing. I'm home today. I've opted for a safer environment and warmer. Yeah, I was just saying there's not much I won't tolerate, but certain political situations and people that support ethical cleansing can get straight off my page. No, I won't entertain it. So yes, I guess I'll keep an eye on my comments for a little while longer. Always one person got to come run the party, but I expect nothing less from certain demographics. Come on, police. Guys, feel free, ask me a question. I have been yapping earlier in the video, but I know some of you have just arrived to the party. So fire away any questions you have, or at bare minimum, if you've got it on mute whilst you're at work or something, just chuck me a thumbs up. That would be awesome. Just so I know there's people out there. Ooh. So, to those of you watching right now, I put this tape on my pen before I started just doing the hair. And so that's how much it's taken so far of the ink. Literally just a few millimeters just doing the hair. So it's more just to see how much ink it uses. Because everyone always asks, how many pens did you go through? I believe I could do. Hello, I love it. Hi, gang. Yay. I believe I could do this whole picture with a full pen, but I did start the picture with it, I think, like about here in total. But I've done. You can't really see it because it's at quite an angle. But what we're drawing today, guys, is this beautiful couple. So this is a commission. This is a commission. They've given me permission to live stream it. You obviously can't see it because it's upside down, so I'll just hold it in the way that it is. That's that. And I cut them both out and I've brought them so much closer because they wanted it portrait. I originally had a landscape image and they weren't wild on it. If you follow me on Instagram, the Idle Biro, in fact, I realise that's not the best angle. Yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, the Idle Biro, on my stories today, I actually showed all the options that I gave to this couple. And this is the one that they went with. You can actually amend it. You can give as many changes as you want. If you're paying for a piece, you can request whatever you want. Do I draw in horror? Please, Mr. Horror Dude, please specify, like, am I in a state of fear when I draw? Or, oh, my phone. Yeah, am I in a state of fear when I draw? Is that what you're asking me? Or do I draw like horror icons, like, where's Johnny? That kind of thing. Do I like horror? Yes, I like true crime. And if I wasn't live streaming right now, I would be listening to true crime. However, I appreciate that's not a lot of you guys' cups of tea. Plus, legality-wise, I actually can't play music or anything. So you're stuck with my voice. Come on, police. Well, that song's stuck in my head. Did you know what I learned? That if you've got a song stuck in your head, it's because your brain is putting it on a loop because it's trying to figure out what the next lyrics are. So if you ever want to get a song out of your head, listen to the song and read the lyrics with it. So you basically give that missing link to your brain. Which is funny because I don't know what the next words are for this song that's stuck in my head. Someone said, do you draw horror stuff? You draw horror stuff. Is that an insult? Or are you asking me? Please, I mean, are you saying that this is horrible? Look, give me a chance. I only just started, but also I don't think it's bad. I'm trying to think who I draw which could be horror. I don't know, man. Asking. Oh, okay, you're not saying it's horrible. Do I draw horror stuff? Yeah. Name something. Suggest something. Do you mean like monsters and gargoyles and stuff like that? Or do you mean... So what I actually draw is large-scale portraits. So, I mean, what are you after? Like a still from The Shining? I'm sure I could do something like that. As long as it's a face. How sick would it be to draw the face of... Jack Nicholson inside that door frame when he smashes it down with the hammer? Jason Voorhees. Let me just Google who the hell that is. Jason Voorhees. Am I going to regret Googling this? Oh my god. No way, man. I don't think I could. I think that would haunt my nightmares. I struggle to go to the toilet in the middle of the night with the in the dark. You've got an excellent talent. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is the byproduct of boredom. As a kid, I was just bored all the time, so I just sketched, and here I am now, connected with people around the world, so it worked out for me. Yeah, I actually love true crime. I tell you what, though, I'm not a fan of any fantasy horror stuff, because I feel like that stuff is what really sets your imagination going. I was saying earlier in the stream, before you guys were here, I will watch true crime, but I will ask Chat GPT first if it's solved, and I won't watch it if it's unsolved, because then I've left that kind of hanging in my brain that the real murderer could still be out there. Even if the murder occurred in like the 50s, I'm like, oh God, how am I going to sleep tonight? I watched a TV show the other night and it scared me so much. I actually just stopped it, and then I had one episode to go, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to watch that in daytime tomorrow with my blinds open, seeing the public walking past, so I can, you know, just see what happens, but not scare myself so much I can't sleep. How much time does it take to complete this? Do you draw photorealism? Yes. So if you go to my Instagram here, the Idle Biro, I have a TikTok as well, but I put pretty much all my stuff on Instagram. I draw large scale realism. Oh, do you know what? Whilst I have you here, let me show you one of my most popular pieces. So I'm going to try and do it without I hate the idea of showing where I am. It's weird. Okay, this is a print of a piece I did for an animal collection 1 year ago, exactly a year ago. So this is only 75% of the size of the original piece. So the original piece is 25% bigger. And I did that all in biro pen. You see the wrinkles up the ears. What I did is I drew it all in biro pen. It was so complicated. That nose was a bane of my existence. And then I got a fat paintbrush and charcoal powder, so it's not as intense as like a charcoal stick, and it doesn't stick as much. And I went over and just painted loads of dark down there. You can see this fade. I originally did the fade with biro, and then I went in to add this kind of smoky layer with the charcoal paintbrush, and then I took some charcoal into the depths of the ear there. Then I got a biro and I rubbed out the most amazing part about this is also what like beautiful untouched mountains from like a plane or helicopter look like. This is like the ridges and then the streams of water and whatnot coming down them. So whilst I was only rubbing out to reveal the paper, I hadn't drawn biro behind the highlighted bits. The additional shade of the charcoal on the ear makes the white bits pop even more. But yeah, so I drew that. Why is this live a short? Because, okay, so sorry, I'm just going to do that because I don't like the idea of my house being on display. Why is this live a short? Well, ask my brother. So I'm trying to do YouTube. I just want to, I don't know why, but I really like the idea of exploring live streaming. It's just, I do this all day, every day anyway, and I make content for social media. However, I don't know, live streaming just seems like a really cool untouched avenue. Untouched in my world. So I do live streaming landscape. I've done that a couple of times. But I did do a live stream yesterday and literally one person was on it, and I think it was like my mum. I know you have to start somewhere, but I'm not a really big YouTube consumer. I've only got into it in the past few months since my recent social media success. I have a video on my YouTube called How to Go Viral as an Artist. Watch it, not because it's like, oh, let's all go viral. It's a really cool story. I used to be a filmmaker, and it's like a really cool vlog of a 2-month period where I just tried my hand at going viral, and I actually did. I didn't think I would. I just documented it just in case I did, and then I actually did go viral. So why am I trying this short? Because my brother, who lives on YouTube and has for years, he said the best clientele to get advice off is consumers. I'm not a consumer of YouTube, therefore I went with the traditional way of streaming. My brother is a consumer, and he was like, mate, try your hand at a short. So I was just grabbing lunch earlier, and I called him, and I was just talking to him, catching up. And then I said, oh, I'm going to go do a live stream. And he said, do it in a short. And I was like, no, I'm not going to. Why? That's pointless. I just want to do this. And he actually was like, Pahrnia, why are you not listening to me? He was like, you don't even watch shorts. I do. I was like, okay. So, and what's really cool is in the time I've been doing this, which is just over an hour, I've connected and interacted with more people than I did for the 2 hours on YouTube. I say more people, I connect with about 11 people here, but that's 10 more people than the other one. So I draw some stuff too, mostly cartoon stuffs. That's cool. That's really cool. I really wanted to get into like comic drawing just because I had some really cool stories I wanted to like animate. I'm not a writer, but I had some cool stories that were quite simple, but with the power of like cool like animation. I'm not much of a comic person. There's only one comic I've read. It's a really bit like thick one, and I really loved it. And it's called Fathom, and it's basically it's really really hot girls who just kick ass. And yeah, I love the way they storytelling that, because if you actually look at it, it's not a very intricate. You don't have to be like an award-winning writer for it to be captivating. So I did try my hand at it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was shit. I know your strengths, okay? Know your strengths, so lean into them. Mine is realism. Great stuff. Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for communicating with me. I've been lonely. No one's been talking to me, so I appreciate you guys actually commenting, liking, sticking around and watching. It makes me feel good. Oh, I love it. It's coming together. I did say I'm going to try and do it in 2 hours, and it's been an hour and 10. Uh-oh. Bold thinking. Okay, because it's further back, you actually don't see the shadows as much. It's just a lot darker, so. I wonder if I like locked myself. I draw cartoons too. Damn, who are you two? Have we just like made a match? Yeah, I really need to. Well, to be fair, it's kind of in your names, anime and manhwa. Manhwa. Where's that name from? And Mr. Horror Dude, do you have a name? Talk to me like lovers do. So it's very bitty, this back bit, because it's shorter hair and it's not a smooth like fade from darkness to brightness. So we gotta work with what we get. Come on, police. Love it. Ooh, it's getting there. It's getting there. What do you think is the hardest thing to draw? No, I think they mean specifically. So when I first started, I can tell you now, I hated hair. I hated hair. I wouldn't say it's become my friend. There's a reason I'm starting with it, so I can get out of the way. So the wife's hair, the kind of smooth, straight curls, that's easy because it goes with the like curvature of your hands. The dexterity is a lot easier. This is just really bitty. The hardest thing, I'm not going to say the one I least enjoy, because I don't want people to feel downhearted who have purchased it. I'm really not wild on drawing super shaggy dogs, which is something I get. People love their dogs being drawn. That's totally cool. That's fine. But they don't really understand that there's a big difference between drawing a Labrador and drawing like a Tibetan Terrier, time-wise and stress-wise. Just draw lines. That's what I do when I'm lazy. I mean, you're not wrong. This is essentially just lines, but it's the organisation of the lines which is a pain in the ass. Like, I would love to just give this dude a spiky hair, like, but then it wouldn't be particularly realistic, would it? That's the annoying part. Nothing worse than when you're like feeling lazy mid-drawing and you take a shortcut and it doesn't pay off and you're like so disappointed in yourself. And then you sit there thinking, do I redo this whole bloody piece? Or do I pray that this person who clearly knows the face better than I do won't clock? I usually have to restart, but that does, I say that, it doesn't happen often. Right, I'm actually gonna proper lean over the table and we're gonna go with here. Only because it suits my hand movements more naturally. Right, I've got to go a bit lighter because the dark is so close to a really light bit. So we go light, but what's that section? That's there. Let's plot that. Oh, I love it. How's it going? How did you learn how to draw? So let me just drink. I don't mean to be that person, but like it is quite natural to me. So my mum caught on to it quite early. So she did give me some like watercolor lessons, like bought me some watercolor lessons. Hold on, I need to pay attention. Bomb, 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 bomb. Oh God, how have I messed up here? That. Sorry guys, got to use my little brain for a sec. That, and then, sorry. So you don't want to fuck around. I don't want to fuck around and find out. I know how it ends if I don't think. There. I'm just going to plot the shades. As you get closer to the face, you really don't want to fuck it up because that's so much more how you identify someone. So... and then that's quite a big shadow. And then that comes down here. Beautiful. I'm happy with that. Nice. Okay, I'm back in the room. Do you have mods? Art shows emotions and feels so good. Mods. Classes or born talent. Okay, let me answer how did you learn to draw? And in the time I'm answering that, can you explain what you mean by mods? I don't know what that is. Yeah, so basically when I was younger, my mum clocked on that I was all right at drawing, like I had a natural artistic talent. I want to say that, but then again, I don't know if all mums think you're like the next prodigy. But it's actually funny because my mum doesn't like think art is a job, so it is a bit of a common joke in the house that my mum's like, when are you going to get a real job? Obviously, she's still so proud of me, but she's from a generation that working in an office is a real job. I don't. I work in my pajamas sometimes. So she did like hone in on my skill when I was younger, just because, I don't know, I just lent into it and I quite enjoyed it. So, but also I was on an art scholarship at school, so you know, my mum helping me develop my art talent from a super young age did pay off, because I went to private school, but I was on 3 scholarships, which I don't think you can go to any private school on 3 scholarships these days. I was quite the little prodigy. I was quite the dancing monkey, but it saved up my parents loads of money. Detailed work. Is that what a mod is? A detailed... No. Classes of born talent. Detailed work. Can you guys explain? Sorry, I don't know if I'm being really dumb. So yeah, that's kind of it. But how I got into biro work is a whole different story. I need to bring this closer because I can't really see where I'm going. Also, I'm leaning on this because cotton's actually okay and my jumper is clean, and I'm not shifting my arm around. I'm just placing it and then staying still. Just FYI. But I got into biro because I was really enjoying drawing anyway, but because I travelled a lot when I was in my 20s. I still do travel a fair bit, to be fair. I hated the fact that any of my artwork, when I'd roll it up, unroll it, like in its art folder, or if I put it in the bottom of my suitcase, whatever, pencil always smudged, and it would just really frustrate me, especially like, at least with this, if my hand does touch the drier ink, not much happens. It's so easy to smudge pencil. So it really annoyed me, to be honest. So, and then I just really, I'd seen at the time, when obviously social media wasn't what it was now, we're talking like 12 years ago, I'd just sit on Pinterest and get really inspired. And I just really got into like straight lines. I love straight lines. Clean, crisp lines. Okay. That's understandable. Every mum worries about their kind and loves them at the same time. Yeah, I know. If it was me, I'd just trace it. Mr. Horror-Dude, man. The funny thing is, you can trace it. I used to. When I first started, I would like put like a small A4 piece of paper, and I would put it against my computer screen back when like desktops were the way. And we're just going down onto the sideburn a bit. He doesn't have much of a sideburn. And I would trace the work, and actually it's weird, it doesn't look as hyper realistic as if you just train yourself to draw what you see as opposed to what you're tracing. But that said, I actually am not anti-tracing for people wanting to get into it. The only problem is people get too comfortable with it. I just spat. Thank God that landed on my jumper. And yeah, they just never move off it. I did see a guy on Instagram, and he just traces. He has a huge projection screen, and he does like quite surrealistic stuff. And everyone gives him shit about tracing. And my argument there is like, well, look, he's doing something. He's creating art. Like, I don't bash anyone who's actually just creating. And at least he's not hiding what he does. He's actually just showing you. And I look at to see if he even responds to any of the hate comments. He really doesn't. I'm like, oh, fair play. This guy's just living his best life, and these haters are just building his algorithm. So he's not trying to be something he's not. It's very pop arty as well, which A lot of pop art is imitation. Well, I can't really speak. This is literally drawing exactly what someone looks like. It's not exactly particularly imaginative. That's not to belittle my work. What's a Discord? I know some people use Discord, but I wouldn't know where to start. But again, that's how I felt about YouTube Shorts. But here I am, chatting to you guys like you're my PAs. What's Discord? Please teach me. But no, seriously, please help me. Right, now this bit's got to stay really light, so we shade in behind it because that's what's going to make the quiff pop. Let me add some depth here first. Guys, this is, when I came round to read your comment, I just saw what the hair looks like through the phone screen. It actually looks sick. I'm so zoned in on like the lines right in front of me that you don't take a moment to step back and appreciate the bigger picture, literally. But I am getting to in a sec, hold on. I'm just on a roll, and when you're on a roll, you might as well just keep going, because then it will only look better when you step back. Oh no, it touched the ink. I was drawing so intensely this one time, and then I ran out to go to the gym, didn't look in the mirror, and I rubbed my face. I swear on my life, I had a Hitler moustache of biro ink. It was humiliating. The gym actually told me. Obviously, they didn't say that. When I looked in the mirror, I was like, how many people have I seen? And no one said anything. Obviously, these were strangers in the street, just thinking I was some absolute knob. Okay, talk to me, guys. Not in a weird way. A place to send pictures and chat with your fans. Okay, I understand it's not in a weird way, so answer me this. How is it different and more, what's the word? Like, why can't I just do that on like Instagram DMs, or obviously we can't talk all the time on a live, but just out of curiosity, imagine you're selling Discord to me. Why is it different? Because genuinely, if it is a place to be, then yeah, I'll happily do it. I'm all for like additional ways to expand the brand and connect with, I don't know, people who like what I'm doing. Talk to me, Mr. Hara. Like lovers do. Remember what I said about going against the grain? So we're going against the hairline here, but it's because we're now adding the shadow, not the literal hair. Oh, Pahrnia. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh. Oh, look at that hair. So that's how much ink we've used from the tape to the line. That's how much ink is there. That's sick. It's way more easy and people can just join. Your pencil is about to break. What are you on about? No, that's tape to mark the line, you donut, not because it's broken. Okay, so if I have a Discord, do I send people? Oh, thank you. Mirror chart. Mirror chart. Is that 2 words or 2 names or 1? Mirror chart. Mirror chart. Thanks. Discord. It's just another app, isn't it? Yes, I guess. Is Discord popular? Like, is it? I don't know. All right, I'll look into it after this. Right, let's come up the side. It's once you've got so many places mapped out like this on the hair, it's so much easier to then go with the flow. Like, you can just run with it. Like lovers do. Just put real hair on the paper and call it a day. I mean, I've got plenty on my head. Anyone can send stuff. Is it like a big group chat? Can people, and it's without me giving my number out, so it's not like Telegram, is it? Annoyingly, I follow this guy on social media for no other reason than he's just really good at business, and he bloody is always inviting people to Discord, and I'm like, why? Whenever I see a new platform being brought in, I'm like, why? Like, have you noticed recently Snapchat, people are going back on Snapchat, which in my head I never had. It's for like 12-year-olds. And then I've started seeing some influencers being like, guys, come watch this on Snapchat, or I'll be doing my night out on Snapchat or something like that. And then I found out it's because of all the apps, Snapchat is second place to YouTube for like your payout. Don't get me wrong, I'm not making money right now on YouTube, but if I qualify, if I monetize this channel and someone watches this back, then yes, of course, I'll make money. But yeah, I just thought it was quite interesting. Okay, that. Sorry, I'm doing that thing where I've got to concentrate. I can't talk. Talk to me. No personal information except for when you verify your age and phone number. So no one on the Discord chat would have my phone number. Not that that's the biggest secret ever anyway, but I'd rather not. Like lovers do. Anyone watching this, especially you, Mr. Horror, you're going to have that song stuck in your head after this. Oh, it's so annoying because nothing massive really happens. Okay, now we go across the grain. No. Yeah, nobody will have it. I already have spooky, scary skeletons stuck in my head. I don't know which one that is, but that's very on brand for you, so my song's not particularly on brand. What I don't understand is why that should be even darker. Why am I being a baby? Just commit to the darkness. Pahrnia? Okay. Right, this is annoying because this is where the hair... Okay, right. I'm going to have to pay attention. Guys, gotta have to pay attention. I'm going to watch a video. I'll be back. Bye. Thanks. I appreciate you. Right. Now that only one person's in the chat who isn't talking to me, let's focus on what I got to do here. It's looking good. If I say so myself, motherfucker. Pardon my language. Sorry, how the fuck have I got ink there? Dickhead. Can you see that? This is why, because I have ink on the back of my hand, but that's what this is for. However, I've got ink. And if you use it too much, it starts to collect. That's not very good of you, is it? I'm going to leave that there because I got a little sneaky hack. It's tiniest smidgen of white spirit, but you dab it. I am not doing that yet. I'll come back to that. Right, we have hit the 1.5 hour mark. I said this is going to take me 2 to 2.5 hours. I'm very proud of myself. So let's see. H-O-T-T-O-G-O. Thanks, mindful man. You're back again. How are you? Remind me, did you say your name was Matt or Mark? Can't remember. We met and then you ran away when you found out I had the GoPro running. That made me laugh. I saw that when I was looking back through my footage. But it was so good meeting you. I recently drew on the streets of Bath and it wasn't my favourite experience. I just don't enjoy, it's weird, I don't mind this. This is still fun for me. But doing it out in public where someone's over my shoulder, I don't know if they're over my shoulder, it's like an uncomfortable experience. I'm not dying to relive again. However, I will be, because in a few weeks' time, I'm going to go to Richmond on Thames and draw the rest of David Attenborough there. Oh, this is actually looking so good, if I say so myself. Jason, I'm in Bristol Library. That's cool, man. How the bloody hell did I get Matt or Mark? I think it's because you told me I'm mindful man. And so the letter M has stuck in my head. Apologies. Okay, let's go round the front here. Okay, Pahrnia. Come round here, and it goes up there. That's dark there, and that's dark there. Oh, I could draw all night, but I swore to myself I was going to go for a run, very begrudgingly. Oh, Sid, hi. Great drawing, like your skills. Why, thank you, fine sir. Oh, it's looking so good through the phone camera. I'm really chuffed with that. Right, guys, where? H-O-T-T-O. Guys, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I love the talking, but the thumbs up, I think actually helps the video itself. You are just as enchanting as your drawing skills. Oh, stop it, Sid. Oh, stop it. Thank you, though. You are such a gentleman. Such a cutie patootie. Right, so let me just focus on this section. There's a lot of very dark bits and very bright bits. The owners of this piece, the buyers, are actually in Thailand at the moment. So I said, do you mind if I live stream? And they're like, yeah, we don't mind because it's not a surprise or anything. They've commissioned it a while ago. And I've just been waiting in queue. So they commissioned it last year before I even did YouTube. And then, yeah, I asked them and they were like, yeah, absolutely. And so I'm curious to see if they're going to... I'm waiting for them to comment and be like, what have you done to my hair? Okay, we draw exactly what we see. We draw exactly what we see. It's nervous. It makes me nervous when we're right near the front of the face because there's no hiding a mistake there. Okay, so there's a few stray hairs. That's how we make it more realistic. Can you see that? Yeah. Let me just read your comments. Look forward to your David Attenborough plus my drawing in October if you happen to come down under Australia. So Sid, yes, I can absolutely draw you. So I haven't booked my flights yet. I'm just going to bring this around so you can see what I'm doing to the fringe. In fact, I'm just going to go right here. I haven't booked my flights yet, so it's not definite. And I don't even know if I'm coming Melbourne. I did actually message a potential contact today about selling artwork in Melbourne. So let's see. I go where the work is, baby. I go where the work is. But do you want a piece anyway? Because what I would advise is book a commission slot, because yes, you have to draw what you see, even if it makes no sense. Because right now the wait list is about a month and a half, and it just forever grows. These guys booked this piece in December, but they were in no rush, whereas I had other people who had booked commission slots who needed it relatively urgent. So what I do is, say if you book a slot and you're like, fuck, I need it for a wedding gift or a birthday present in a month's time, I go to other people in the queue before you and I check how urgent they need it. And if they're like, yeah, go ahead, do someone else's first, that's the only way you can skip the queue. Otherwise, sorry, because I'm doing a lot of dark now. I'm trying to be careful. Otherwise, yeah, you have to wait. If everyone in front of you is urgent or needs it, so like for instance, I had someone in the queue who didn't need it until the very beginning of May, just gone. So I said, oh, no rush, I'll definitely have time to do it, but I had to do other pieces first because I knew I could do it. Whereas, yeah, I had someone just now come in and be like, I need it in 3 weeks' time. I actually can do that because, for instance, I already stenciled and scheduled this piece in, so I'm going to do that person's piece straight after this. But it's also because the pieces after this urgent one, the deadline's not for a couple of months. So thanks, Pan. I will in due course book a piece. How much do you charge for my own portrait of myself if you happen to come to Melbourne? So regardless of if I come to Melbourne or not, the piece stays the same amount. So the smallest size I do for a commission of one face is A2 size. A2 is half of this. So just so you can better see, this is my hand. This is an A1 piece. A2 is half, and I only do one face for an A1, so that the face is pretty much the same size, if not a little bit bigger. I do not draw faces smaller than this size because it loses the style of the work. It loses the style of the biro, the design. So, sorry. So when people ask, I just don't even, I just say I have to be really firm on not offering it. It's for the greater good, guys. It's for the greater good. Oh, my phone keeps wigging. One sec. Excellent. So, but to book a deposit slot, it doesn't matter what deposit slot you book. It's 100 Great British pounds. So that's about 190, 195 Australian dollars. That's just to reserve the slot. And then that amount comes off the totaled amount when you pay the outstanding amount. The outstanding amount is only paid once I finish the piece and you're happy. The definition of happy isn't you've decided you no longer want it. It's does the picture match what we've agreed on, the digital mock-up of what we agreed on. Yeah, so in the time that you've paid the deposit, if you can decide what size you want, how many faces you want. So yes. Now, when I'm in Australia, if I'm truthful, I'm not coming to sit there and draw. I've actually coming with a bit of a plan, which I'm yet to reveal. So if you do want a piece, give it some thought so I can draw it in England and then I can bring it over with me in a tube and deliver it to you, whether that be by hand or via Australia Post, which will be faster. Well, I don't know, actually. Australia love to take their time on some things. But it means then, like, you're getting it around October time rather than me coming. The reason why I'm trying to do the drawings before I come to Australia is I come to Australia to see Australia. And I spent a lot of it drawing. And because it's so hot there, I have to close all the windows because the sunshine fades the ink too quick. Sorry. And it's just so hot. So whilst I'm not complaining about that, I am from an artist's perspective. Yeah, I actually hate aircon, sorry. So that's the main reason as well why I have to draw with the blinds shut, is that's how I can keep it cool without using aircon, because I hate it so much. It just makes me so ill. Oof, that is coming together nicely. What's if I press plus? Oh, start a Q&A. Oh, I love this. Ask me anything. Oh. Start Q&A. Oh, shit. Oh, why does it have to be so central? Oh, I love that. If anyone's watching, can you just respond and ask me anything, just so I can see, like, what happens? I've never used that before. Oh, Mr. Horror Dude is back. Good stuff. I will keep it in my mind. I'll leave it in your discretion. But yeah, seeing you in SAS and your fitness videos was awesome. Would be good to see you in person. Oh, Sid, absolutely. If I am in Melbourne, yes. But just to politely reiterate this, please purchase my art because you want the art, not as a means to see me in person. So just because that, if I'm in Melbourne and I deliver it to you, absolutely. Will I go out of my way just to hand deliver a piece of artwork? With all due respect, no, I didn't even go 2 hours up the road from my hometown to deliver an art piece to someone. I shipped it. So if I'm in Melbourne, absolutely, I would love that. But if not, please purchase the art because you're passionate about the art. It is my craft. I feel very sensitively towards it. So yes. Now, Mr. Horror, have you ever played Mono Robot? No, I told you. I was a deprived child who got given art as punishment. But look at me now. Why? Are you going to tell me to sign up to that as well? Are you my new PA? I love it. You still need to tell me more about Discord. I just need to know what the pros are, why I should move on to it, just because I've got a million different apps running on my phone as it is. Actually, more importantly, Mr. Horror Dude, how's the progress looking? What are your thoughts on it? Thank you, Sid. I know you do. You're a very genuine, nice person. So I know you mean well. I just don't want you to feel deflated or disappointed if I couldn't meet you in person to deliver the art and then feel feel negatively towards the art. Because at the end of the day, the art is my baby. It's my main craft. Hey, great work. As usual, Pahrnia. Ooh, who's Spoonie375? Guys, you all have these aliases. So on the small chance that I do actually know who you are, let me know. Sid, I obviously know who you are. But if I know you from a very bizarre part of life, just name the city and the year. So I can do the maths myself and we don't have to bring every viewer along for the trip down memory lane. Talk to me. Oh, we chatted a few weeks ago about jiu-jitsu. It was on here, wasn't? Wait, was it on here? And you were saying I need to go look at this guy who's an artist and a jiu-jitsu practitioner, because I searched that guy and I couldn't find him. So if you not here, but if you are that person, I don't remember your name being. Yes, okay. I don't remember it being Spoony, but maybe because I got distracted by the name of the person who told me. But I did search. I tried to find them, and I found a page, but I don't know if it was them. They didn't give the same vibes as what you're explaining. What belt are they? Are they a purple belt? Yeah, it was me. Jeff Lawson, that was it. Yes. Guys, the hair is almost finished. That's actually mental. He's a black belt on judo and jiu-jitsu. Right, I definitely had the wrong person, because the person I had, I'm not going to lie, their art was like interesting. And they were a purple belt. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just a blue belt. But I was like, oh, I don't know why. The impression I got from the way you explained it was like, this was like the sensei. Ooh, play mono robot. It's free. Horror dude. Keep it on brand, okay? Yeah, I knew I had the wrong guy. Spoony. Look at me, learning all your false alias names. Mr. Horror Dude, Spoony. I love it. I'm here for it. I'm like that kid who has imaginary friends. Oh, I actually am. Talking of imaginary friends, I watched Inside Out 2 the other night. God, it's so sad. Also so accurate. Oh, that looks so good. Known as Mr. Ippen. He's based in Bournemouth, where I live. Right, let me write that down. Mr. Ippon. I'm going to search that later. Sid, not in the least deflated, quite the contrary. Your artwork is precious. Modern day Picasso of our generation. Yeah, but I've got both my ears and it's staying that way. Lol, no real names on the internet. Oh, look, I've messed up long ago, so I give up. Yeah, thanks, Sid. As soon as you're ready, let me know and we can back and forth with some ideas. Inshallah, I get this contact in Melbourne. Basically, I'll tell you guys, because someone watching will be like, I can help. I'm trying to sell my work to the super yachts, but I don't mean, with all due respect, I don't mean commissions like this. I mean large scale. So let me just quickly move around my flat. I mean large scale realism. That's a print of one of my large scale realisms. I can't even show you how big that is. That's quite far away. That's a print. The real one is 25% bigger. So it's like to there. I'm trying to sell the originals to super yachts or... Oh, shoot. Sorry. Oop. To super yachts or people who like just very rich real estate people. So I'm trying to connect with a girl down there who is very well connected. She sells diamonds. So I'm trying to get her on board. I have one girl who's an interior designer for super yachts here in England. This girl in Melbourne is a diamonds dealer. And basically, if I let them negotiate prices of my originals, obviously with my consent, and then they take a cut. What it means is I can spend my time doing, just being the artist. Now, just for context, originals, when people say to me, oh, your stuff's so expensive, I'm creating merchandise to be released for less than £100. Obviously, I think £100 is a bit too much, but I'm looking at anything from the £50 to £60 mark for merchandise. That's on the lower end of my pricing. And then you've got personalized commissions like this. This piece is, oh my God, I can't remember. About £6,000, £600-700. And then that print you just saw, that elephant print, was, oh my God, you're really testing me, 400 and something pounds. So my prints are, again, on the more expensive side, but that's because then from all of these, my originals are anything from, my cheapest original that I currently have is a Maasai tribe one. That's £3,500. And then my most expensive piece is that elephant original, which is currently 17,000. That's absolutely crazy. I totally respect that. However, the time it takes to draw those and the effort and energy I put into it, those aren't just photos. I hired a photographer, which cost me £500 alone, because he's a phenomenal, and he's a F1 photographer. So he draws the cars at record pace in HD definition. You see those Instagram pages, which are just phenomenal. The shots of the car and everything around it's blurry but the car. I needed that because they say don't work with animal kids. I was like, I have this huge vision for what I want to create. I need to get the right shots, else I'll cry. So I hired him for that. I then, developed the whole composition. I had to get permission from Longleat Safari. One sec. Bless me. I had to get approval from Longleat Safari to take photos of the animals and use them. And then I collaborated with RUH, where 30% of my sales went to the arts department at the Royal United Hospital here in Bath. So, also, not just that, I fronted the costs of the whole exhibition myself, and the print of the sales cut even. So I appreciate that, but I'm only explaining because I've started writing a curriculum, not to teach people how to draw, but to actually teach people how to sell. Because the one thing I cannot tolerate, it just, honestly, I roll my eyes to it, and it makes me not like telling people I'm an artist. I hate that artists have just rolled over and accepted that people refer to them as struggling artists. You will struggle in any job that you just don't have your business hat on with. You don't go around being like, oh, I'm a struggling finance advisor. Oh, I'm a struggling waitress. Oh, I'm a struggling author. Oh, I'm a struggling mortgage advisor. Oh, I'm a struggling real estater. I'm a struggling builder. You just get on with it. So the fact that it's okay to call an artist struggling, I don't know, maybe they romanticize it. I just think it's a bit of a boring narrative. It's a lazy narrative to accept that's been romanticized. What if I want to buy one? Say less. Oh, okay, I get you. My bad. No bad. But I know what you're saying. No, you don't need to justify it. No one needs to justify what they do if it's not hurting anyone and it makes you happy. But you guys are my friends. If you want to buy one, yeah, say less. Hit me up. So yeah, I am preserving the originals because everyone was like, you're crazy putting them that high. And I said, yes, and that's why you are a struggling artist. So, scary drawing. You want to commission a skill? Please don't make me do that guy you just made me Google. I can't remember his name. I mean, I will, but also I wouldn't do a helmet. What a waste of money to get a face, and you just make me draw a helmet. Look how, guys, can we just take a moment? Beautiful. Sounds like horror dude. What's a werewolf? Can one of you, seeing as you're both wants a werewolf? No, horror dude wants, what's his name? Michael Myers. Am I right? Mr. Horror Dude wants to put me through pain and suffering for this drawing as well. I think that's why he's getting his kicks. Guys, can one of you two, can you see this box here that says ask me anything? Can one of you two actually write in it just so I can see if anything happens? Well, I don't really want to buy one. Led me into a false sense of excitement. Oh, I'll just go back to being a struggling artist. Also, I have no shame in admitting this. So for instance, I was in Kenya and I knew I wanted to do a collection in Kenya. This was like 3 years ago. I just went out there knowing I was going to do a collection with the savings in my bank and just find a nice Airbnb, chill there and draw some magic. And then 6 degrees of separation, bish bash bosh, somewhere down the line, someone's like, that's not going to work for me. I'm on YouTube. Oh. So I don't understand what this box is for. Let me just delete it because it's so unnecessary. So then bish bash bosh, someone's like, I meet someone, they're like, mate, my mum is a huge fan of your artwork. She's been following you. This is back when I was like, when I was nobody, I still am, but I mean, when I didn't have the exposure I have now. And yeah, they were like, she's loved your work for a good couple of years now. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. They were like, will you draw something for her? I was like, yeah, let me get settled. Because at this point I hadn't settled. I was just kind of enjoying Kenya. And anyway, the mum contacts me and she's like, hi, I heard you want to draw exhibition. Would you like to use my house? I was like, oh my God, yeah. So in exchange for drawing her dog, she put me up in her, I can't even call it a mansion because this was like something from like MTV Cribs, but like somewhere like Penelope Cruz would live in. You know, where it's like real classy. It's not MTV Cribs where they've got like a cinema with like plush red velvet chairs. It was a really classy country home in the mountains of Kenya. And so for 3.5 weeks, a month, whilst I was drawing the exhibition, I lived there for free. Well, I say for free, but in exchange for a dog commission portrait. And it's mad that when I was in Australia, I have a good friend of mine, that's who I stayed with. And so I said to him, how much do you want for rent? And he was like, dude, I've been collecting your work since day one, add to my collection. And because he knew how much my originals were, he was like, I want an original. And I said, dude, and so mate, that's like a good 10 grand. And he said, you have my home for a whole year, rent free. And he's got a 6-bedroom house, just him and another dude live in it. He said, you have the whole home for a year if I get an original. So he is the owner of Steve Irwin. And hear me out, it's not that, oh, Steve Irwin's so expensive. Steve Irwin is what made me go viral, and the video is like famous for it. And so he, it's funny because I said, right, I'm drawing Steve Irwin. Do you want that piece? And he was like, oh, he said, not really. I don't, it's not that he didn't want Steve Irwin, but he's Australian. He was like, it's a bit cliche. It's like us having a picture of the Queen on our wall if you're English. It's just a bit like, yeah, like obviously we love her, but like, you know, not dying to have a picture of the Queen on your wall. Fuck, that's looking good. So he was like, yeah, look, I'll take it. Because at the end of the day, it wasn't about who the person was. It's about like adding to his collection of art that he has of mine already. So anyway, it was funny because as Steve Irwin started going viral, he was like, fuck yeah. And then at the very end, like days before I left to come back to England, because yeah, I'm actually going to be out there now, but just had some personal stuff go on in the family. So I'm going to stay put for a little while here. Whilst it was going viral, he just couldn't believe it. And yeah, when we hung it up just before I left, he was like, he even said it himself, he was like, it's so mad that I wanted this for the meaning behind it, not because it's Steve Irwin. And he was like, now that it's actually mine and seeing what's happened behind, like he was there behind the scenes. He helped me on my first live drawing. He was there sitting with me because I was so nervous. And he's like, the meaning behind this picture now and the journey I've been on with you and the drawing, he was like, God, this piece is so invaluable. And he always says, my kids, this is their inheritance. He was like, they are so set up for life. It's funny. A lot of my friends actually buy my pieces being like, come on, mate, hurry up and go like big time. Face reveal. My face, Story. That's, wait, hold on, let me just read this. I don't know the point of buying an art piece. It's way more fun drawing them. True. I can imagine you're doing the werewolf transformation from an American werewolf in London. That would be up your street, I feel. Not your store. Not your up. You, not your. That's a cool story. That's the stuff you should be documenting. Yeah, look, there's only so many hours in a day. I do like documenting stuff. Wait, which story? Do you mean the one about Kenya or the one about Australia? Because the one about Kenya, this lady is ridiculously wealthy that I didn't even get a single bit of footage. I think I sent my sister a video on WhatsApp of her home, but it was so extravagant, I actually felt very like inappropriate showcasing it. So I wanted to humbly accept my blessing in private and not take advantage. So I actually have no photographic evidence of where I was except for the art pieces. Yeah, the Kenya one. Yeah. My face. Oh, I look a bit rough right now. No, I can't even see what angle that looked like. Right. Guys, let's go. What were we saying? Right, so what we do is, can you see the iPad? No, let's show you the iPad. Oh, this phone is killing me. Come on. Okay. We'll go, in fact. Fair enough, that makes the best kind of story. Yeah, I know. I have so many stories I've got to take to the grave with me. Some that I don't think will help sell my art, though. Right. Tell you something really cool, though, guys, is this whole time I've had my computer monitor there, and it's been showing merchandise that is coming out next week or two. It is fucking beautiful. But yeah, I've literally almost got it into shot a few times. I think at the very beginning of this video I might have, and no one clocked. Mr. Horror Dude, don't be saying anything inappropriate that you have to retract your comments. Okay, let's have a look at this in full. Oh, baby. So what I do now is I really blur my eyes. Dark, dark, dark. That can be darker. So this is where we now go against the grain. And we draw, let me twist it a bit so you can see. Ooh, do you know what? I'm gonna have to just remove that merchandise so I can feel a bit better. It's only because it's a secret. Ah! Oh my God, can you see that? No. Okay, we're safe. So, let's have a look. This is the grand finale. So, comes round. Okay, let's see. So, every drawing I did was buying a tutorial on how to draw the character I wanted to draw. Yeah, right, so you're saying that as if like, oh, you're not that good. At least you did it. This is my thing. It's like, creativity is not limited to anything. You do whatever you want. No one's telling you it's right or wrong. And if they are, they're not drawing themselves. They're deadbeats. So, okay, so what we're doing now is we're actually adding in the shadow, because this back bit is actually really dark. So this is what adds the depth now. You don't go super heavy. You just layer it, layer it, layer it. So this is what's adding like the kinks and the waves and stuff more universally. And my eyes are literally flicking between my hand and the drawing so that I do not go off reference. So if you fuck up here, yeah, you're gonna see it. You can't erase it. Yeah, just drawing in general. Like someone on my Instagram asked me like, where do I start? I said, just grab a piece of paper and a pen. Don't plan on drawing, and just scribble. Scribble the shit out of that paper, just for the satisfaction of like, It's the equivalent of like screaming in an empty field to let emotion out. Start there, and then that feeling of the pen scribbling the paper, like you've just created something. Yeah, okay, look, it won't look like anything, but there you go, you've started, you've done something. So many people just talk about doing stuff and just do nothing. It's oh, I hate talking to those kind of people, especially when you've talked to them a few times and you're like, dude, do you know what? I get that with like ex situationships. They're like, should we grab a coffee whenever I come back to Bath? And I stupidly am like, yeah, sure, go on then, why not? And I sit there listening, and all I think is, you've not moved, you've not changed, you've not done anything, whilst I've literally gone and done some mental stuff. I'm not saying you have to go travel. Just be the person who does what they say they're going to do. Okay. See how we've added in some kink there? Love it. Okay, now, so this section could be darker. And then here. Yeah, love it. This is so good. And it's like one of the first few times I've actually predicted how long something will take me quite accurately. I'd say a bit more darkness coming down here. Love. Now, there's not much highlight here, so but I don't want to go against the grey with that. It's too white here. So I'm going to take the whiteness out, but not by going against the green. Let's add some shadow in there. Nice. 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 And then do I want to add more darkness there? Just a little bit more. Nice. And then I like that. I don't want to fuck with that. Let's add, there's weirdly the fringe stops right where there's still some darkness behind, so I can get on board with that. As soon as this is over, I'm going for a run, which I don't want to do. But I have had quite productive days, so let's end strong. Before I then go see my friends for a drink, but he also happens to be the regional manager of a brand I'm trying to target, and he knows I am. There's no ulterior motive. It's how we became friends actually in the first place. I found him, but then we actually realised we got on quite well. So once every like 6 months we meet for a drink, and I keep saying to him, when the time's right, I'm going to come to you with a pitch, and we're getting there. But right now, and this is for my 4 people watching, basically I've pitched to a huge brand that none of you will guess. I'll give you one clue. It's a black and white brand. That's it. Not big. Not big. And basically it's unheard of to bring an outsider to pitch to their creative team. Usually the creative team source the ideas and then go to the brand. Whereas I've gone one higher to the brand itself and been like, this is why you should go with me over your creative team. So now we need to get me in front of the creative team to get them to join forces with me. It is absolutely mental. And if I actually pull this off, I've got a whole YouTube coming out about it. And basically, again, struggling artists, no. You're only struggling by choice if you don't do the legwork. I love it. So I'm kind of putting all my eggs in one basket with that brand first, because I don't want to do any of them half-assed. I want to give it my all. And the guy I'm meeting later anyway, the idea I have for this advert includes some skydiving. I have my skydive license and basically I haven't skydived in a while, so I kind of need to update my license before I pitch any ideas that could work out really well. Guys, I think I'm happy with where that's at. And I don't need to do any more right now. Oh, right, so let's just very delicately, and we've got to be mindful of how inky my hands are. Right, first things first, you see all of that hair? Let's put it, oh, pardon me. You see all of that hair? That took that much pen from there to there. That's very interesting. I've never done that before. Okay, let's take this off. And then put that down. 1 sec, I'm just gonna take this stuff off. I can rip that off because it's not part of the drawing. All right, and then I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna hide it just because I just don't like the idea of the house being on show. And then let's go, okay. That is freaking awesome. Love it. So I'm going to do a live tomorrow. I'm just going to keep drawing. I'm going to leave it on a tripod, actually, standing upright. To do the face, I actually put this plank of wood up against the wall because I prefer sitting and doing it. I don't like, I don't know. It's more standing anyway. So we're going to work on the faces tomorrow. What I'll do is I'll do that lunchtime, go train or have lunch, and then I'll come back and tackle the hair last. That's usually how I break up my drawing. So yeah, yeah. Thanks guys, and thanks for talking to me. Thanks for keeping me company. And if you're not already, that's my Instagram, the Idle Biro. So give it a follow because that's where I'm most active. Otherwise TikTok, which is the exact same handle as well. But yeah. Thanks gang. I don't know how to end the live. Oh yeah, okay. Bye.